Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. On this video, I've got 2 stories for you and both of them have updates. Now, come on, if you do like my stories and you look for my videos but you're still not subscribed, then come on, go ahead and click that subscribe button, you'll feel better. Now, let's get started with today's first story. This post is from the subreddit Relationships and it's by user Deleted. I'm thinking of distancing myself from my twin sister and telling her close friend about a 5-year-long affair between her husband and my twin sister. Should I do it? For a long time, I loved and respected my twin sister. She's been one of my best friends and we've always had a good relationship, even though we've slightly drifted apart recently after I got married and moved, etc. All of that changed a few days ago. Recently, my 3 sisters, 28, 24 and 18, and I, 28, got together at my house to catch up and drink. Everything was fine until my twin sister got quite drunk and told us that she likes having sex with married men. It's like her fetish or something. She told us that she has slept with a former boss, neighbors, colleagues, etc., all of whom are married. I was absolutely disgusted when she told us this. Everything I thought I knew about her disappeared at that moment. She told us she likes to challenge herself to see if she's sexy and charming enough to seduce married men, especially religious ones. She also said she likes having sex with married men who are trying to fix their marriage. This is when I lost all respect for her and almost swore at her and called her names. I couldn't believe how sick and twisted her mind was. I no longer wanted to be anywhere near her. About a minute later, she calmed down a bit and, in a softer tone, told us that she is currently in a 5-year-long affair with the husband of her close friend whom she's known since childhood. Let's call her Jane. I was never really close with Jane, but she's a very nice person. She's quite religious and works with religious charities and is all around a good human being. She's married to a guy, John, that she's known for 2 decades and they have 3 children together. I couldn't believe my sister would betray her close friend like this. I really think Jane deserves to know about this. Should I cut ties with my twin sister because of her disgusting lifestyle, or should I just tell her friend about this affair? Wow, OP, your sister is a horrible human being, possibly a psychopath. She's a homewrecker by hobby. I mean, this is what she enjoys. How much of a crappy person must you be to actually think this is good or this is a game or a challenge? So to your questions, OP, I would say both. You need to cut your sister out of your life and you need to tell Jane what's going on. She's been sleeping with her best friend's husband for 5 years now, while she's also sleeping with other people. And by the way, let's not forget about John here, who's also cheating on his wife with his wife's best friend. I mean, both of them clearly sucks. Of course, John is no angel here. But your sister, man, I mean, again, I'm honestly, it blows my mind that this is something that she enjoys, that she actively pursues married men to sleep with them, particularly those who are trying to fix their marriage. And going after religious ones must be some other kind of metal that she's pursuing. Wow. So yeah, OP, you definitely need to cut your sister loose and never contact her again. And also, you need to tell Jane. And what do you guys think about this situation? How crappy of a person on a scale from 9 to 10 do you think the sister is? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say about this train wreck. C+700 says, well, if you ever got married, she would probably try to sleep with your husband. I also say yes. For the friend's sake, tell her. She needs to dump that guy's ass. And OP responds, I am married. While she was sleeping, I went through her phone to see messages with her and my husband. Everything seems okay there. However, yes, I think I will be telling Jane about the affair. Untraveled Road says, you have probably heard this before, but just because someone is family doesn't mean they should be in your life. Your sister sounds like a very toxic person. And OP responds, I'm heartbroken after learning this from her, but yeah, I think I should probably cut ties with her. Jackson Savage says, I agree completely with the comment above about your sister being absolutely toxic. To live and feel that way in secret is one thing, maybe if it is a fetish or something she was ashamed of, but to get drunk and ramble on and on like it's something to be proud of is sick. Also, sending your husband pictures of her in a bikini and asking about her appearance is absurd. Sounds like she's working on your marriage next. I would cut her off yesterday and out her for being a garbage person. Additional information from OP's comments. She told us that she has been confronted by 2 women whose husbands she slept with. One was a very religious woman whose husband was also very religious. She found out about them, then confronted my sister with her husband by her side and told my sister never to talk to him again. Then she immediately broke into tears, and her husband picked her up from the floor and took her home. The other woman was the wife of a former colleague. When the wife found out, she confronted my sister alone. She was crying and screaming at my sister and told her to never talk to her husband again. The husband then quit his job at that place. Honestly, I don't care how my sister and John feel. They are both horrible people. As for Jane, I think she deserves to know the truth. Whatever decision she makes after that will be up to her. Using my phone, I recorded myself scrolling down the messages my sister and John have sent over the past months. I'm going to show this to Jane, and about the messages she sent my husband, it was a picture of herself in a bikini on a beach. She was on vacation and asked what his opinions were on her tan. Other than that, everything else was okay. When I confronted her this morning about it, she said it was just for fun. I told her never to text him again. He responded back with, "It suits you," and "How long did it take to get that?" When I was scrolling through the texts on her phone, it only went back to 2 months ago. So I'm going to confront him to get more details on the situation between him and my sister. I'm going to ask my husband why he would allow her to send her that kind of message and not tell me about it. My sister, who's 18, was more confused than anything else and didn't know what to say. My sister, who's 24, told me that she also finds it disgusting and probably will distance herself from our sister. Alright, well, the community agrees. The sister is scum and OP needs to tell Jane. And also OP let us know about something going on between the sister and her husband, which OP makes it sound like it's kind of innocent, but I don't know. I mean, personally, if I would have been in his position and I get a message from my sister-in-law in a bikini asking for my opinion, I would definitely tell my wife like right away, because no, that's just uncomfortable and it's weird and I don't want any part of it. Anyways, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends, but before that, if you're enjoying the video so far, please go ahead and click that like button and maybe write a comment about what you think of the story. Now, let's move on to the update. First of all, thank you for all the helpful comments. A little while after my husband came back home with our kids, I asked him about the picture my sister sent him. He told me that every now and then she sends him pictures and asks questions or his opinions, etc. I asked him about what has she sent before, and he told me that sometimes in the past she sent him pictures of her in different dresses and hairstyles and asked for his opinions. I asked him if there was anything else she sent him or messages him about, and he told me no. I asked why he didn't tell me about the pictures she sent me, and he told me that since the pictures were innocent, he didn't think it was necessary to tell me. I told him that he definitely should have told me, and he apologized. After that, I told him about what my sister confessed to last night, and he was in disbelief. I told him that I was going to cut ties with her, and I wanted him to do the same, as well as block her phone number, and he agreed. After that, I wanted to contact Jane. Since I'm not close with her, I didn't have her number, and I forgot to get it from my sister's phone last night. So I got it from a mutual friend instead. Then I called Jane and told her who I was and asked if I could meet her because it was urgent. I gave her my address and told her to come alone. When she arrived, we hugged and I took her to my living room and sat her down. Then I explained to her what my sister told me regarding her and Jane's husband's affair, and I showed her videos I recorded of their texts and pictures and videos she sent him. She burst into tears and wrapped her arms around me. I tried to console her and I offered her my full support. A few minutes later, she thanked me for telling her and told me she was going back home to confront her husband. A few hours after that, she called back and told me what went down between her and her husband. He confessed to everything and begged her for forgiveness. She told me that a while after thinking about it, she agreed to give him another chance to keep their marriage and family intact. Big mistake. I was quite surprised she took this route. I asked her if she was sure about giving him another chance. She told me she doesn't want to lose him and her family, children, and she believes that they can fix their marriage. If you ask me, the blame is on both my sister and Jane's husband. However, Jane feels that her husband is not as guilty as my sister, but for her and her children's sake, I hope it all works out for them. She told me that he said it was my sister who initiated the affair, and she asked me if that was true to the best of my knowledge. I told her about my sister's lifestyle involving married men and said I was 99.9% sure that she must have been the one who started the affair. No, that's wrong. It takes two people to start an affair. She then told me that she and her husband are completely cutting all ties with my sister, and I told her that I'm doing the same. I recommended that if they are planning on fixing their marriage, that they go to couples therapy. She agreed and then asked me if she and I could talk and see each other more often. I told her that I would absolutely do that and I was there for her if she needed me. Then I called my sister and told her why my husband and I were cutting off all ties with her and that she should not try to interact with him, me, or our children anymore, and then I hung up. She hasn't called back since, but I assume she will try to contact me again soon. And that is all. Thanks to all of you who took the time to give me advice and helped me ask the right questions. Well, OP, you can do so much when you give this kind of information. The rest is on Jane to decide. If she decided to give her cheating husband another chance, that's on her. I personally don't think it's going to work out, and I definitely don't think that you should stay together with a cheater just because of the kids or the family. Maybe it works in some cases, but I'm still very skeptical about it. In any case, you did the right thing by exposing your sister and Jane's husband and also for cutting ties with her. Finally, the thing about your husband, I'm still not very sure about that, but I can't say anything else about it because there isn't any more information on it. So here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thank you so much for sharing and take care. Now, let's move on to the next post that, like I said in the beginning, also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice and it's by user meowmeowkittycat21. My friend/bridesmaid, 28 female, dropped out of the wedding, ended our friendship, then sent me, 25 female, a text months later. I'm not sure how to or if I should respond. Diane and I had been friends for 5 years, and I thought of her to be one of my closest friends. I was a bridesmaid at her wedding last year, and she was supposed to be one of mine this year. Things seemed normal. We work at the same company and had lunch most days. She went dress shopping with me and got her bridesmaid's dress for the wedding. We got our nails done together regularly. Her husband was super excited for the wedding, etc. Nothing really felt out of the ordinary to me. Then, 4 months ago, she told me she couldn't be a bridesmaid anymore. I initially thought it was a time and money thing, but then she said it was because she didn't feel like our friendship was in a good place, that our lives were going in different directions, and there was too much rivalry between us. I honestly didn't know what she was talking about. I asked her what this meant. Were we still friends? Was she coming to the wedding as a guest? She said she didn't know, but still wanted to have lunch once in a while. I told her I couldn't do that. It felt too much like trying to stay friends with an ex. If she felt so strongly about us, then I'd rather not have a half-assed friend like that. So I deleted her number and threw out the trinkets from her wedding and such. It honestly felt like a romantic breakup. But I got over it. Then today, out of nowhere, she texted me a screenshot on Facebook of a picture of my cat with a toy she bought her. Hence, she was tagged 4 years ago. It was one of those Facebook remember this things and this text. I know you still don't want anything to do with me and that's cool, but this came up on my Facebook newsfeed and I thought I would send it along. I almost forgot how little she was when you first got her. And happy anniversary with her because I know that was last week. I feel like she makes it sound like I ended our friendship for no apparent reason. I'm not sure how to feel about this, and I just haven't replied. I probably won't, but I just feel confused and maybe just need to vent. What do you think? I think I hear the drama bells in the background. OP, this is just drama. It's actually some weird way of gaslighting. I mean, she's the one that said that she couldn't be your friend anymore, that she couldn't go to the wedding, she couldn't be a bridesmaid because there was too much rivalry between you. I don't get that, but fine. However, she still wanted to have lunch with you once in a while. I think you made the right decision by saying no, we're either friends or we're not, and if we're not, then that's it, we're done, out. And then this message that you still don't want anything to do with her? Still? Like you were the one that started this whole thing? No, you know what? Bye-bye. Don't reply, OP. You don't need this drama in your life. Just keep moving on. And what do you guys think about OP's debacle? How would you guys go about this? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Deleted says, don't get sucked back in. Short and to the point. And OP responds, I don't plan on it. I summarized it here, but there was a whole week of her going back and forth and being a bridesmaid and being friends. I had to pull teeth to even get the explanation that I did. It was such a terrible experience that I'm never going back to it. Michelle Ho says, this exact thing happened to me. My maid of honor backed out because she didn't feel like we were close friends anymore and it didn't feel right. I was irate because she did this 4 months before my wedding. I dropped her like I dropped the chokers I used to wear in the 90s. She texted me months later saying pretty much similar to your situation. My advice? Delete her, block her, get rid of that negativity. If she couldn't be a bridesmaid in the first place, she shouldn't have said yes. I cried for days over my friend. Every once in a while I miss her, but it's better off that you aren't friends with someone flaky. And Artai Soa says, on the flip side, I was the bridesmaid that dropped from a wedding just days before the actual ceremony and ended a 10-year friendship. She messaged me a couple of times over the last 7 years, and I've either given short, curt responses or not replied at all. I've seen her twice in person, and one of those times she was drunk in a bar and tried to fight me. What? Her messages really justified my choice to end the friendship. Alright, well, the community agrees. OP shouldn't even try to feed the drama, and OP gave us a little bit more about how they ended the friendship, and apparently it wasn't just a one-day thing, it was a whole week. Anyways, let's move on to the update to see what happened next and how the story ends. Hello there, it's been a week and I have some updates. So I figured I'd close the loop for anyone who was interested. First of all though, I'd like to thank everyone who commented and helped talk so much sense into me. It really was a wake-up call since these past few months, I just thought I did something wrong or it was a mystery, but as most people concluded for me, Diane was having issues of her own and took it out on me. So, shocker, I didn't text her back, I just ignored it. I did get some insight today though, so keep reading if you're curious about that. So Diane and I have, I guess I should say had, one mutual friend left. Her name is Cindy, 30 female. A little background. Diane and I used to work in the same department when we started working at this company years ago and became friends. Diane would eventually leave the department because she said she wanted to grow, but constantly still tried to butt in and tell me what to do. Last year, Cindy joined that department as I was leaving, so the three of us became friends. Cindy is still in that old department now. So since the whole ending of our friendship 4 months ago, I've told Cindy I'm totally cool with her being friends with Diane and also stayed totally neutral whenever Diane came up. But today, Cindy exploded to me over lunch about Diane and it all came out. Apparently, Diane has been feeling very insecure about her life versus mine and has been going for promotion after promotion whenever a job opening was available at the company. She has been rejected every time, so when I got mine, it was too much for her. She's also apparently been really upset about her weight, and when I started losing weight for my wedding, she was also upset. She's also upset that I bought a bigger house and a new car, paid in full, this year. So, why did Cindy tell me all of this? Apparently, Diane has been butting into Cindy's work and also criticizing everything Cindy does. Her diet, her dating life, her dog, and Cindy finally had enough and cut Diane out and wanted to vent this all to me since she knew Diane and I also stopped being friends. So, long story short, Diane is toxic and insecure and Cindy and I are happier without her. Happy ending after all. And there you have it. Diane had envy. That is such a bitter way to live your life. But I guess sometimes people just can't control it. In any case, OP, you're better off, Cindy's better off, so good for you. Here's wishing all the best to you in the future and for your wedding. Hope everything goes well. Take care and thank you for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.